That's how I couldn't go to sleep now. I don't feel without it. So, and I remember getting to a stage like that with Harper as well. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here and this is the first time you're clicking on one of my videos today, a huge welcome and thank you for being here. I have just hit the 33-week pregnancy mark, so I'm going to give a little bit. I think my last update was a while ago, perhaps 20 weeks. I don't know, I'll have to check that. I should have checked that before. Never mind, it's been a while because I just didn't see the sense in updating. I probably will do one more as it gets even closer to the end of this pregnancy. Now this is my third pregnancy, and if you are new here, I did share in my finding out that I was pregnant video that early last year I sadly had an ectopic pregnancy. So that was in the year of, so we're in 2022, that was 2021, so early 2021. So I just take this as a huge blessing, and I just thank God every day that this could happen after going through something like that, because sometimes you hear a lot of people struggling and all of that, and that's just saddening, terrible. But yeah, so anyway, on the bright side, we're at 33 weeks pregnant, everything going well. Now I've written a few points down so that I get to the point in this video and don't ramble on, because I do have a tendency to ramble on. Like when I'm editing sit down chit chat videos like this back, I just hear myself and just going around and round. So I'm going to try and keep it as short and sweet as I can. Now I have been really enjoying watching these styles of videos, and then also what people take to hospital with them as well. Now I only started my channel when our second child, Harper, was 4 months old. So I didn't obviously have this channel, this platform here to put those videos onto, but I'm so thankful now that I have the opportunity to be able to film these videos and share all of this with all of you. So I am going to do an upcoming what's in my hospital bag, what I'm taking for me and baby to the hospital as I am going to hospital. I've had a few things in the past where my husband especially will not agree on a home birth. Now I've always wanted to have a water birth, so give birth, you know, in a bath or a pool or something like that in the water. I wanted to experience that. However, I did mention that to my midwife this pregnancy, and she did say that it all sort of depends on what's available, and and if, you know, a lot of the times there may be situations where you have to get out of the bath and all this sort of thing. So we'll just play it by ear. I'll probably just have a normal one on the bed as I have in the past. But yeah, so we're just going to jump into this update and update you all briefly on sort of what's been happening, what is the main points that stand out to me so far, being 33 weeks pregnant in my third pregnancy. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is I've mentioned, now if you're an original here on my channel, I've mentioned this several times before, I have a new found, just hands down to women who have multiple children and are pregnant, because I had no idea, having a 21-month-old, 22-month-old toddler that we currently have, our beautiful daughter Harper. Now I had no idea, because obviously when I was pregnant with our first son Bentley, who would be turning 10 this December, obviously I didn't have any children whilst I was pregnant with Bentley, and the same goes for Harper. So I was just pregnant with Harper. So this is the first time I've actually been pregnant and then had another child, well, a toddler in this instance to run after, look after, care for, all that jazz. And I also work part-time, so I work 3 days a week. So yeah, it's been a struggle at times, and there's been many days where you just want bedtime to come and be laying in your bed. When I was pregnant with Harper, I found I stretched and that a lot, did a lot of pregnancy stretches, you know, followed YouTube videos and all that type of thing. But I found with this pregnancy, it's more so just my stretching after my sort of workouts. Yeah, that's the only time I really, or maybe if I'm sitting on the floor with Harper, I might do a few little things then and there. But yeah, it's a lot different having a child already and then being pregnant, completely different things. And like I said, I had no idea till I'm now experiencing that. So yeah, but yeah, very exhausting. So yeah, hands down to all the mamas that have previous children and are currently pregnant. Now, if that's you, I'd love to hear from you. So leave me a comment down below and let me know either how many children you have and their ages and how you find it to be, because yeah. Anyway, I could go on about that forever, but like I said, I'm just going to get straight to the point. So I'm currently still working part-time, my 3 days a week, and Harper goes to daycare those days. And with both my son and my daughter, because I'm still in the same job, so I've been in the same job for many years. So I'm just as I did with Harper, I worked all the way up to Harper, now all the way up when I was pregnant with Harper, and she actually comes 7 days early. So I was only going to have sort of roughly a week off before her due date. But yeah, she come whilst I was still working. So now you don't know what's going to happen third time around. Our son Bentley, he come 4 days early. So yeah, I guess you never know. Baby will come when he's ready. But yeah, so, and as far as the feeling goes, I've really noticed lately a lot of pressure down there. I've always sort of had to TMI, yeah, to the toilet, but it's gotten a lot worse lately. Like, you sort of hop in bed, move around a bit, then you got to get up and sort of wee again. So that's a bit of a pain, especially here where I live now. We've well and truly come into winter and it is freezing. Like, I've got my wheat bag here with me because I'm such a cold frog. But yeah, so the frequently needing to use the bathroom is something else in itself. And now with heartburn, I've had heartburn with my past 2 pregnancies. It sort of comes in waves. You know, I won't get it for weeks, and then I'll get it for a few days, sort of on and off in a row, and then I'll go away again, and sort of thing like that. Now, I haven't found it hard as such to sleep. There was a night, the other night, I sort of just laid in bed, could not get to sleep, but I've sort of had a bit of a head cold as well. So I don't know if that was playing a part in it either. But come bedtime, I'm pretty exhausted, pretty tired, ready to shut my eyes and go to sleep. So I don't really struggle in that sense. I have found that was until I hit, well and truly in my 20 something week mark. I do have a pregnancy pillow that I used with my daughter Harper as well. So I've been using that for quite some time now, and I just find it so uncomfortable. I just got that online somewhere, I can't even think now, but yeah, I just find that so, like, I couldn't go to sleep now. I don't feel without it. So, and I remember getting to a stage like that with Harper as well. So yeah, that sort of helps me as far as the sleeping goes. Now, as far as working out goes, this pregnancy has been a lot different to with Harper. I worked out all the way through with Harper. I actually worked out that day before I had her the next day. So yeah, like I said, a well and truly whole different experience. I think obviously because I probably had more energy when I was pregnant with Harper because I didn't have the toddler. I wasn't running after a toddler when I was pregnant with Harper. So yeah, I try and fit in the workouts because I'm just addicted to working out addicted to exercise, have been doing the same sort of workout routine for the past 5 years. So yeah, love my workouts. That's my self-care, my happy place. So, and that sort of stopped for a period in this pregnancy, and then I sort of slowly got it back at the 20 weeks of pregnancy, and then it sort of again comes in waves from 20 weeks. As I hit 30 weeks, I did notice a complete lack of energy, lack of motivation. But then at the same time, around that time, our daughter Harper got sick, like colds and things like that, because that's where I'm going to go on to next. The sickness in this pregnancy that I have experienced, not so much morning sickness or nausea or anything like that, but it's just the catching of the sickness of the bugs and everything like that. And our daughter Harper goes to daycare, as I mentioned, so a lot of it probably plays a part with things she picks up from daycare and then obviously brings home, and I'm fully getting just bombarded with the sickness. But yeah, the sickness in this pregnancy, I feel it's something I won't forget, like the fact of how sick we had gotten, Harper and I, not so much my husband, but Harper and I, since becoming pregnant. Usually I'm somebody that might get, one bad sort of cold or head cold or flu type thing a year, and then that's it. But yeah, it just feels like this pregnancy I get over something and then I get something again. I've just last week sort of had a head cold, and it's nearing to the end now. I'm feeling a lot better. But yeah, so that doesn't help obviously with, your exhaustion that you're already experiencing. So yeah, the sickness, another level, but there's worse things. I know there's worse things. I'm so lucky that with all 3 of my pregnancies, I never experienced the total nausea where some people have to go on medication for their nausea. So I'm really, really thankful for that, because there's nothing worse. Now, when I went to my last midwife appointment, I have another one coming this week where I'll see her. Now, I had my glucose test done, and then the results come back from that my iron was relatively low. My midwife suggested that I get on an iron supplement, a liquid iron supplement, because she said it's easier on your stomach. So I've been taking that. I'm onto the 2nd bottle of that, and she's going to retest my iron levels, do another blood test when I go this week. And she's also going to give me my flu shot, which is something I usually get religiously every year. So we'll see what that comes back as. But I did suffer really low iron in my pregnancy with Harper, our second child. So I was also on iron supplements with her pregnancy as well, because I do have a tendency that with pregnancies, every woman obviously loses blood, but with Harper I lost about 3 litres of blood. There was just minor little complications there, so I had to get a blood transfusion. So I'm praying that this doesn't happen this time, because I was in hospital 2 nights with Harper, and I really just hope that this pregnancy is different and I can sort of just be in for the time and then we can come home, because obviously there's nothing like your own home environment. Now, as far as breastfeeding goes, I really plan on breastfeeding this time around. I really had no luck. I probably didn't give it my all, but this time I really, really want to give it my all, as this is my last pregnancy. This is our last child, so I really want to give it my all this pregnancy, and hopefully I can do that. Yes, and as far as vlogging this birth goes, I really hope to. Probably won't. I don't know how it's going to go, because I can still remember the contractions starting with Harper, and I just can't imagine picking up the camera and sort of vlogging and talking to you whilst going through that. But I'm going to try my best to get something. Well, hopefully my husband can try and get something, because I'd love to have that just for memorabilia and to share with all of yous, because that's another thing I love watching here on YouTube as well. So we'll just have to play it by ear and see how it all goes. But yeah, if not, I'll definitely do sort of like a birth story. So, you know, my experience afterwards. Yeah, so that'll still be a nice memorabilia and to share on here. Now, as of 33 weeks, I don't have any sort of stretch marks that I've noticed. I've just been using bio oil and jojoba oil on my stomach. So I just rub that on my stomach overnight and morning. So fingers crossed, but it is what it is. You can't sort of, if you're going to get these things, it's going to happen. You know, our bodies are amazing. So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because you still sort of get this beautiful, precious little baby at the end of it all. So yeah, we'll just have to see how that all goes. My mum had twins, I'm a twin, and she only got one stretch mark. So that's incredible. So I just take it that hopefully I've got mum's genes and yeah, it'll be fine. As far as appetite goes, I'm still really hungry and I'm still eating a fair bit, but I get full so much quicker now, like eating dinner. Like I used to be able to eat a fair sized dinner and now I sort of get full, like, you know, there's getting that lack of room obviously with baby growing. So yeah, but I've always been a pretty good eater, but I still try and eat relatively healthy, even though during pregnancy, as if you've been pregnant before, you'll know you sort of want for different things as opposed to when you're not pregnant. But I still try and eat relatively healthy, yeah, because that's just how I've been for years. So I don't want to try and get out of my normal sort of routine as best I can. I know pregnancy, obviously you got to cut yourself some slack and things change, but yeah, I'm just trying to keep things, just like with my working out, I'm just trying to keep things flowing pretty much the same as I've always been. So I don't want to, yeah, have a dramatic change when it comes time to, you know, start these things up again. I sort of want to keep it flowing the same. Obviously with having a toddler and a newborn, we did pick up a stroller, a double stroller, which I can't imagine myself pushing a double stroller. Originally I was just sort of gonna keep my one that we've had for Harper, and I've got a baby carrier as well, so I was going to just, on the times that, you know, I want to get out and go for a walk and I've got the both of them, I thought I would just put baby in the carrier and Harper in her stroller, but we just bit the bullet and just got a double stroller. So yeah, that's an experience. Well, it's going to be an experience. But yeah, so, and I am going to I do want to film a video of the nursery. Now we've done a fair bit in there already. However, this baby will have Harper's cot when Harper's out of it, but for the time being he's going to be in our bedroom in a bassinet just as Harper was, so not really necessary to buy two cots or anything like that. Harper will just transition to a big girl bed, and then this baby will have her cot, and this nursing chair here will go in his nursery, because she still has a bottle before bed of a night and nap of a day, so we still sort of need the chair in here for her. But yeah, we'll just, hopefully it all just flows into place, and I'm trying not to get too caught up in my head about it, because I have had a lot of anxiety, you know, thoughts around the fact of having two children at once, a newborn and a toddler, and Harper can be very clingy with me, so like wanting to be picked up and held. So yeah, I'm trying not to get too in my head about that, too caught up in thinking of that yet before it's happened, but I'm not gonna lie, it is something that's, yeah, at the forefront of my mind, that I constantly keep thinking, I don't know how people do it, but obviously us women do it. So I think I've updated yous all on everything that, yeah, come to mind up to 33 weeks pregnant. And if you're new here and you like this style of content, I really hope you consider sticking around and hitting that subscribe button. And if you enjoyed this style of video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, and I will try and keep these updated towards the end of this pregnancy, as I mentioned. And yeah, we'll just play it by ear how it goes. Well, thank you all so very much for being here. I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.